Hello and welcome to Argentina for round 2 of the 2013 UF1R Grand Prix World Championship. Now here is the points table. After winning at Imola, Sammy leads by 5 points over Edster. A couple of drivers missed the first race, so for them the season starts here. Moving on to constructors, Marussia have a clear lead, but Williams, McLaren and Caterham all fighting over second. Let's run through the order as the grid forms up. Edster on pole by 2/10 over Roy. Impressive lap by the Englishman. Iron is third, Sammy disappointed fourth, he's got ground to make up. Row 3 has the returning Stephen in 5th and Diablo in the Ferrari in 6th. Also returning is Skoda, who heads nitrous on row 4. Row 5 is half empty because of a late running Mogius. Lorino is 10th. Nightfire down in 11th, what can he do from there? Lorino's teammate 622 is 12th. Grant lines his Mercedes up 13th. Tommen mysteriously AWOL. Another subpar quali for Cast. Cyrus away with family commitments. Propping up the rear is the faithful and trustworthy Doof Doof. Iron still lining up as we wait for the lights to appear. Edster on the left, Roy on the right. Who is going to lead away when those 5 lights go out? The start is imminent.
Go! Go! Go!
Iron bogs down off the line, bad start for him. Ed makes a good start, but Roy is challenging him for the lead. They're all jostling for position as they go into turn 1. I have to check the replay, but I think Lorino may have jumped the start. And Nitrous has passed Lorino and Diablo. They're both fighting for 6th place here. Diablo ahead for the moment. Meanwhile, Ed challenging Roy for the lead. Ed taking a much wider aggressive line. He's got a great run. Yes, he makes it work. And Ed back into the lead of the race. Iron makes his way past Lorino. He's fighting back from that poor start. Now they're on the high-speed back straight. It's a great start by Edster, but how long can he hold this lead for? Oh, as Roy brakes very late, but he goes too wide for the hairpin. And at the back, the two Force India swap positions. Lorino trying to find a way past Diablo. I think he's going to find it. Riding on the back of Grant's Mercedes in 8th place. A very profitable first lap for Mercedes. Oh, but Lotus looks like they're fighting back with Lorino. And it's a clean move by Lorino. So it's Ed, Roy, Sammy, Stephen, Nitrous, Skoda under attack by Iron at the end of the first lap. And Iron's got the hurry up now, really needs to get past Skoda. I suspect he's going to power through, but you never know. It's still very close as they approach the first corner, but Iron pulls ahead. Meanwhile, Justin in the Force India is down in 13th, but not for much longer. He retakes the place from his teammate. And now Skoda's got to defend 7th place from Grant and the Mercedes. Oh, but Grant sweeps around the outside, gets much better drive through that corner. But Skoda not going to give up that easily. He swoops down the inside. And so Skoda maintains 7th place. Meanwhile, here are the leaders again. Once again, Roy late on the brakes for the hairpin, but still, Edster covers it off. And Chris fancies to go at Stephen. He's going to have to make a brave pass down the inside here, but he pulls it off. Steve, of course, a podium finisher in this championship in years gone by, and he wants that position back. No way through there, maybe with better luck through the final hairpin. And Steve dives up the inside. Nitrous doesn't see it coming. And I tell you who might also not see it coming, Iron in the Caterham, because Skoda has got a great run. They move into lap 3, and this is not what Iron needed at all. He needs to make his way past, again, as quickly as possible. But Iron is closing in at great speed. They approach the corner, the brakes glow orange, and Iron aces it. Meanwhile, Roy not looking at all comfy as Sammy's right behind him. Almost that lift from Roy, that's going to let Sammy through. So Sammy is now up to 2nd. That's good news for his championship, as Lorino still just in front of Diablo. On board with Diablo for the fast corner. Oh, and Lorino hits the exit. Very easy to do. Oh, and Chris in the Mercedes very wide at the chicane. That's giving Iron a great run. Iron challenging 5th place as Nightfire takes 6-2-2. Justin starting to fight back. Oh, and Iron is through. Now we have a massive battle between 5 cars headed by Grant's Mercedes over 8th place. Lorino resuming the exciting battle he had with Diablo at Imola. Which of them gets turn 1 right? Diablo brakes late. Oh, but Justin's like a vulture in the wings. The Force India is going to try and pass both cars in one fell swoop. He brakes late. He can't slow it down in time. It's going to let them both through. Lorino back in front. Diablo going to try again into this very tricky turn. Oh, a bit slow from Lorino. Diablo's even got a great run on Grant now in the Mercedes. Needs to keep it tight. Oh, just a bit wide on the exit. And Justin in the Force India setting up a pass on Lorino. He's all over him. How's this going to fix out? All 4 of them congregate over one corner. Something has to give. But it's Justin who's bravest, and he's rewarded by getting into that 8th place. And Stephen is under attack by Iron. Iron making great progress in these early laps. And Lorino challenging Grant. Oh, look at him juddering all over the place. Oh, a bit slow from Justin there. That allows Grant's Mercedes back through. And just look at how tight this battle is. These four putting on a great show. And I think 622 fancies a go at joining the party. He's about to make him with Diablo. Oh, it's Iron passes Steven. Iron up to 4th place and now chasing the leaders. And Lorino has pulled ahead of Justin. What can he do about that? Here's Iron and Steve. Oh, a bit slow from Iron. Steve back through. Oh, and Justin out breaks himself again at that same corner. Lorino's going to have a run at Grant. Diablo's level is 622. Oh, wide from Steven. That's going to let Iron through again. Now maybe he can finally break away. That was Roy just ahead of him. And here's Diablo on the inside of 622. Up the Ferrari a little bit wide on exit. 622 probably held that position. There's the leaders. Mercedes under pressure by Skoda. Skoda goes for the inside. Oh, he's done the Roy. He's gone too deep. That's letting Mercedes back through. Sammy is right behind Edster. And he's got a decent run. I think he's going to try and go for the lead. Tries to move the inside at the hairpin, but Ed's clever. He covers him off. So Edster is going to lead the 6th lap of this race. And Skoda trying again on nitrous. Side by side through the frontal hairpin. Oh, I think Skoda's done it. That was good. Oh, Ed hits the inside. Turns too early. Sammy takes the lead. Meanwhile, Roy very heavy on the brakes. That's letting Iron have a run. Iron up to 3rd. Chris launching a counter-offensive on Skoda. It's successful. Diablo still looking for a way past 622, but the Frenchman is making that Lotus as wide as possible, covering all the bases. But maybe not all of them, because Diablo got a great run out of there. There we go, he's passed. You see Lorino defending from Grant, and 622 desperately trying to get back in front of Diablo. Here's the view from Justin, yet again taking a keen interest in what's happening. Lotus and the Ferrari are side by side, but it's a long straight. I think the Lotus has got a better run. He pulls ahead, but can Diablo fight back in the braking zone? Oh, he's on the inside and he locked the brakes. And Grant must have made a mistake because he's falling back rapidly now. 622 passes him, Justin passes him, and so does Diablo. It looked to me like Grant just missed his braking point for the hairpin there as Justin runs wide. He just got a little too greedy at the apex and bit off more than he could chew. Grant challenging Diablo now. And the effect of all this is that Lorino is pulling away from this pack. Riding on board with Justin again as Grant and Diablo fight in front of us. Great camera, we can see like the world spinning in front of us like a washing machine. As Justin dives into the first corner and takes both of them in one swoop. Wow! Great move, and he's having a run at 622 as well. Sensational, but maybe a bit too wide. It's not too bad, Justin is still able to keep momentum. And he's trying again as we see 622's engine glow orange again. Grant's run wide, that's let Diablo in. Justin just taking a slightly tighter line than 622, he's through. There's Lorino, 8th, Justin 9th, 622, and Diablo just lost 11th to Grant. Nitrous defending from Skoda, but not good enough because Skoda just had a great run on him. Lorino right behind this pack now. We're going to turn 1. Oh, and I think Chris has hit it. He's going to lose masses of time compared to Skoda and Lorino, who are neck and neck. And we hold off Lorino, who's being very aggressive at the moment. And Nitrous has dropped behind Justin and 622. He's only just in front of his teammate. Oh, but he takes 622 around the outside. That could be costly to Nitrous though, because he went from 6th to 10th through one mistake. Speaking of mistakes, Justin's just made one. And 622 has also taken Nitrous, but not for long. He wants to relieve 622 of that 8th place. He's a very angry Greek at the moment. Oh, Nitrous just so close to the wall there. He had to back out of that one. Chris gets on the power very early here. Surely 622's got no chance, and he doesn't. Skoda and Lorino both having super drives so far. Lorino down the inside in an attempt to prove that his drive is the superior one, if there is such a word. And Skoda just didn't see that coming. Let's see how he responds. Oh, he dives down the inside again. Great scrap. Oh, and Skoda very cautious through turn 1. Lorino takes advantage, gets up into 6th place. Justin shadowing Grant. He needs to get some more points for Force India. This is the corner he keeps messing up. Oh, and he's very close to the exit there. But he holds his nerve and his speed. As Chris holds off 622. And Justin is ahead. Oof, I'm breathless from that. Let's move on to the battle for the last spot on the podium, which Roy is trying to get so desperately. And Roy is up to 3rd. And that's important for the constructors as well as the drivers, because they need every point they can get, these two. Iron tries to dive down the inside. Roy sees it coming. Iron all over the back of Roy, looking for a way back past through the hairpin. And Iron plants it around the outside, sweeps it through the chicane. But Roy will not be undone that easily. He gets on the power nice and early and passes Iron through the centre section once again. And there is Chris trying to find a way past Diablo. It's a great run out the hairpin through the chicane. Oh, and Skoda's slow. Skoda's slow. He's lost several places there. And Iron looking to attack Roy at the inside for that first corner. So risky by both of these drivers. And Nitrous still trying to get back in front of 622. Doesn't quite work out that time. And Chris chasing 622 for the hairpin. He gets a good run. And Iron trying to make a move on Roy for third place. Roy's right alongside and he'll give it everything he's got. But Iron cuts down the inside. He takes that third place. Roy, ever relentless, feints down the inside, but Iron holds the position. Oh, Jesus Christ. Someone's gone over. It's Doof Doof. That was a frightening accident and bad news for Marussia. Ooh, 622 sneaks up the inside of Nitrous. And that's left a small window opportunity open for Diablo. Can he make use of it? And the Mercedes runs a little wide. That gives Diablo an opportunity to get past Chris. How is this going to shape out? It looks too close to call almost. Diablo makes the corner first, but Chris trying to go around the outside. And 622 is slow as well. I said too close to call, but now it's even closer. They all turn into the tight left-hander. It looks like Diablo got the best run. Chris going too shallow there. Now he's vulnerable to an attack by Skoda, who is desperate to make up ground. He goes right through the inside of Chris. And he fancies to go at 622 as well. Skoda applying pressure. Oh, inch perfect at that first corner. He's got a fantastic run here. Now can 622 do anything to respond to that? He dives down the inside. Does it work out? Yes, it does. Great driving by both of them. It's nearly time for the drivers to make their first stop. Sammy goes by the pit. He's going to try and stretch out another lap, but Edster bails out. Edster pits. Now what strategy is Edster going to go for? And Roy muscles his way past Iron on the way to the pit entry. Brave stuff. Let's hope he didn't break the pit lane speed limit. Oh, Edster's gone for pit bay 3. So is he trying to one-stop the race? If so, that's a very brave call. Iron goes for pit bay 2, Roy goes for pit bay 1. And Stephen now coming in. What's he going to do? Oh, he's going to copy Ed. Now the Reno is coming in. Skoda makes his move around the outside of 622. Chris pits, then Diablo, then Justin. The Reno goes for pit bay 1. Iron just leaving in the background. And so Diablo and Nightfire have joined the Reno in pit bay 1. And Ed is just leaving now as well. Skoda in 622 went for stop 2. Oh, there goes Loreno. Chris was the only other one to go for pit bay 3. Grant goes for pit bay 2. Cast goes for pit bay 1. Haven't seen much of Cast this race. Steven exits. Diablo exits. Justin exits. And 622's got back in front of Skoda. Skoda going very slowly out of the pit lane. I'm not sure why. Doesn't seem to have a problem. He's sped up again. Now he's out. And there's Loreno. Oh, he's been disconnected. Well, that's terrible. Like, we saw him jittering around everywhere. And Sammy has made his stop in pit bay 1 and has come out comfortably in the lead. Here are the two Mercedes teammates very close together on different strategies. Oh, Stephen! And all sorts of problems there. Not least of which is that Stephen is now outside the circuit. Although thankfully still the right way up. Can he get back in? Be very difficult, but he's going to try. And back to earth with a sickening crunch. But he is back in the race now. But he is down in 12th place. Oh, that's a big hit for Chris. His teammate is going to speed right through there. And Skoda about to try and get back in front of 622. I'm sorry about what happened in the pits. We're not quite sure why Skoda slowed down, but he's speeding up now, definitely. But he drove in the UF1R races last season, and the procedure hasn't changed, so I'm not sure. But here's Nitrous trying to move on Grant again. Depends by going at the inside, but Chris can just ease through on the racing line. And Chris back up to 10th place. And here's Diablo running in a very strong 5th place, defending very well from Justin. Diablo goes up and over! Oh no, that's disaster for the Russian. He's on for another, such a strong result, and now he's going to come away with nothing. And that is retirement number 3. Only 11 runners left. And that's going to send Bob to the back, because Stephen was catching him. Grant losing time ever since he got passed by Chris. Stephen, on the other hand, starting to make up time, and that was a timely pass for him. Watching Roy as he makes his second stop. Pit bay 2 it is then. So he reckons a 1-1 strategy would be out of reach for him. Here's Justin. Oh, and he's pitting. Skoda only just behind him. What stop is he going to take? Oh, he's taking pit bay 2. Oh, and his teammates coming in there doing the same thing. Twin strategies for Force India. Whereas Justin come out? Oh, just in front of Stephen, who's yet to stop. There's plenty of history between those two boys. Oh, and Sammy pits. Sammy pits from the lead. I think he's going to go for the 1-1 strategy. The one we just saw Roy unable to do. Yep, there we go. Confirmed exactly what I was suspecting. This means Iron will take the lead. But we think he almost definitely has to make another stop. Where's he come out in relation to Edster? Edster's ahead. We see Modgius waiting on the start line. But Edster is ahead of Sammy. And that's going to become very important if Edster chooses to one-stop the race, which at this point almost certainly seems to be what he's attempting. And Stephen, another driver, is attempting the same thing. Well, Justin makes a mistake, he passes him, but I'm very doubtful that Stephen is going to be able to pull it off. 622 coming in for his final stop in pit bay 1. And Iron doing likewise, from the lead. So here's the gap between first and second. Edster 45 minutes in, or nearly 50, whatever. And Sammy is only 5 seconds behind. That's the gap he's got to close to win the race. Here's Nitrous on the same strategy as Stephen, and struggling, as you can see, because Stephen is past him into 6th place. Iron emerges third, but how far behind is Roy? Ooh, quite a way. I think Roy at this stage is just struggling, not close enough to make a move on Iron. Here's Grant coming in for his last stop. Where's he going to come out in relation to Cast? Meanwhile, Skoda pits in the background. And there's Cast. We haven't seen much of him today, but his strategy has been very effective, as you can see. In just a moment, the leaders are going to come out. We're going to be able to save the gap to them. There's Edster crossing the line now. How far? Has Sammy cut the gap at all? Ooh, we'll have to see. Oh, yes, he's cut it by over a second. Sammy really wants this win. There's Skoda coming out. He's slow again. I think he doesn't seem to realise that the pit lane speed limit is only on the entry, not on the exit. And here's the group that he was fighting with. He's going to lose so much time, playing it so many places doing that. I hate to say it, but Skoda really should have covered that one off by reading the rules. Anyway, Justin is now going to try and make his way past the one-stoppers. With Chris first on his radar. And he's going to go and try around the outside and that big sweeping right-hander, and he's done it. Now, has Sammy cut the gap even further? He's just appearing at the end of the long straight now. Here we go. Yes, it's 3 seconds now. So he's chipping away. Oh, Justin hits the wall. And that was exactly where we just saw him pass Chris, and Chris goes back through. What's the gap this time? Surely Sammy's closed even further this time. No, it's just fought back that lap. For only a few laps left, he's doing an incredible job. Can he win this race? Ooh, and that was very wide for Chris. That's let Justin back through. So close to the end, such a small mistake could easily decide things. Oh, Justin gets it wrong. Chris back through. They're just trading mistakes in the battle for 6th, but it may not matter anyway if Chris needs to pit. I can tell you that Edster is going to be very marginal on fuel, so I'm not sure what hope that gives for the other one-stoppers who we know are not as fast. And again, too close to the wall for Nitrous. Edster is going to start the penultimate lap now. And Sammy is only 2 seconds behind. This is where the tension is really building as Grant mucks up the chicane. If Edster's going to pit and back out of this could be the last opportunity. The worst thing that could happen would be to run out of fuel halfway through the last lap. And you can feel a sense of desperation from Sammy's cockpit. He knows he can't catch him within the last couple of laps. He's begging him to pit. Right now it's anyone's guess which of these two is going to win the race. It's the one-stoppers that have all got that tough decision to make. There's Chris. Is he going to come in? I think he is. Yeah, there he goes. So it hasn't worked out. Team radio for Edster.
His fuel consumption is too high on the last lap. We won't get to the end. We need to do another stop.
Oh no, that's exactly what he didn't want to hear. Surely he has to come in now. When Rob Smedley tells you to come in, you go in. That's such a brilliant drive, but it looks like he may not even finish on the podium. Edster's a team player. I don't think he'll disobey them. They need the points in the constructors. And oh, there he goes. He concedes the lead. And Sammy's going to lead at the start of the final lap as Nitrous comes out just in front of 622. So he's going to finish in 8th place, 622 9th. There's Edster. Where is he going to emerge from the stop? Iron has just finished rounding the hairpin now. There's Stephen coming in. And Iron just about to cross the line. It emerges just behind the Caterham, but well in front of Roy. And Stephen loses the places to both Justin and Skoda. And here comes Sammy. He picked the right strategy and Edster picked the wrong one in the end, but he crosses the line to win the Argentine Grand Prix after a very tense and tough challenge. There's Iron, Ed and Roy. I think they're too far out for there to be any more position changes here. Well, it was a brave gamble, even though it didn't pay off for Ed, but it did set us up with that very exciting finish to the race. Let's not forget Iron, who's going to finish 2nd, driving much better than he did at Imola. Edster is 3rd. Roy is going to be 4th. And a couple of laps down, Justin is going to be 5th. A great result for Force India. Skoda 6th, despite the pit lane issues. Great comeback drives by both of them. Stephen finishes a slightly disappointing 7th. after that recovery drive. Chris is 8th, gaining some good points for Mercedes. 622 9th. He seemed to fade away a little bit at the end there. Cast, I don't mean to be harsh when I say that he's not one of the stars of the race, but still banks some good points for Force India. And last of the finishers, it's Grant and the Mercedes. So, Sammy makes it 2 from 2 so far this season. And his country's national anthem rings out not just for him, but also for Iron, remember, who shares the same country. Both men hailing from the glorious nation of Belgium. Once again, the only real challenge for the victory came from Edster, with him taking an ambitious gamble early in the race, trying to go through on a one-stop. In the end, he fell a lap short, but I think this will only fire him up to do even better the next race. Even though Iron's driver's not as eye-catching, he still deserved the second place. Nightfire in the end triumphed in that epic midfield scrap. Skoda was a little bit like driving Miss Daisy in the pits, but on track he was very quick. Stephen was probably set for 5th until he decided to do his Cirque du Soleil routine. And Cast was very much under the radar, but still managed to finish 10th despite not having the pace to do so. And then of course the 3 non-finishers, Diablo, Lorino and Doof Doof. Anyway, let's see how all that affected the Drivers' Championship. Sammy has increased his lead to 14 points over Edster. From there it's still very tight. Ed is only 4 ahead of Iron, who's 4 ahead of Roy. Then a 20-point gap to Chris, who is only 4 ahead of 622. The 2 Force India teammates are equal on points, although I would expect Nightfire to increase his lead over Cast. Skoda is 3 points behind in 9th. Diablo, what could he have done today if he hadn't crashed off? Only 2 points behind Skoda. Stephen is a point behind in 11th. Then it's 2 points down to Lorino. Cyrus wasn't able to show up today, but will be able to do so for Road America the next race. Corey is level with Grant, although Grant will probably turn up to a few more races than Corey will. Tommen in 16th, the rumour mill says that he won't be able to make the rest of the season. Doof Doof got a decent start at 6 points, vital for Marussia in the constructors. And last at the moment it's Mogius, who has a single point because he showed up about halfway through the race. You may have seen him midway through the video. He didn't set any laps or anything though. In the constructors it's a similar story, with Marussia still leading by 16 points over Caterham. Then half a dozen points down are the one-car teams of McLaren and Williams. They'll be looking for teammates in the near future. Hopefully that gets sorted out. Force India got a lot of points this race, which elevates them up to 5th. But Mercedes are only 1 point behind, and Lotus and just another point behind in that close battle for 5th in the constructors. And Ferrari finally are 8th with another one-car team. Hopefully Joel will be able to make a few races in the future. Speaking of the future, let's briefly cover what's coming up. Round 3 at Road America, as you can probably guess by the date of this video, has already happened. We'll be covering the results of that hopefully in the next video. The next race we hope to see you at is Le Mans Bugatti on the 15th of December. And don't forget, we have the Race of Champions, a special event we'll be holding on the 22nd with practice in the week before. Hope to see you soon. Catch you later everyone. Bye.